Yeah. All right. So Dejavu, start of part 2 of this kind of recap here. What do you feel was? Do you think BlizzCon was done well?
Well, I think it was, like Ham was saying earlier, I think it was run very well considering the number of people. Yeah, I think it was quite impressive, the fact that the lines, while they were long, they were all moving quite well. They did a really good job of making sure there's a lot of computers always available. And yeah, they were really doing a good job with that. I thought it was really cool getting to finally see live StarCraft on stage, having never seen them. That sort of thing hardly ever, if ever, comes to the States, getting to see some of the Korean pro gamers. And they're so accessible. That was what was awesome to me, is that you could go over there, shake their hands, get signatures, get pictures with them.
Except Savior. Savior ran away from it.
Savior was pretty upset. I think he was just really, really pissed that he lost more than anything else. So I can understand why he didn't want to be around. But Nada and Zero in particular, both of them were so personable. Zero was Nada was in the pro gamer area talking to everyone, but Zero wasn't even in the pro gamer area for a lot of it. He was just wandering around, hanging out with people, which I thought was pretty damn cool. Yeah.
So your favorite thing about BlizzCon?
Favorite thing about BlizzCon, it's got to be either getting to meet the pro gamers, which is awesome, and getting to play so much SC2 and finally getting to see the game and actually getting to play it. Those two were definitely the best parts, and certainly getting to meet everyone. Come on, guys, getting to meet. We met Diggity and Moletrap and a lot of the SC2G guys like Cy Reaver and like Kenny, who's doing, and everyone's doing their own thing and like doing some really cool stuff. So it was nice to meet them. We met Tasteless, Artosis. Yeah. The list goes on and on. The kind of people we met. So that was really cool.
Yeah. Improvements.
You know, I mean, for the most part, they ran it pretty well. I mean, for something like this, I think you can always have more computers. More stuff for people to do and get more gaming in. But I mean, overall, I think they did a pretty good job there. And even though I'm personally not a fan of Ozzy, I would have rather seen someone else. I can understand why they did it, since he is doing the WoW commercials and stuff like that. I'd say the one thing that I really wish they'd do is have a dedicated stage for StarCraft, Warcraft 3, and WoW. What they did is they had one stage dedicated to WoW and, I don't know, Dota or Arena or something like that. And then they had one stage that alternated between StarCraft and Warcraft, which was kind of disappointing because we only got to see 4 sets of matches of StarCraft, and there was something like 15 played or something like that. Yeah. And that's pretty disappointing in my mind. I mean, as much as I like Zero, we saw him 4 times. Yeah. And at some point, you know, I wanted to see Nada at some point. I wanted to see some other guys.
Rhett. I would have loved to see Rhett play.
Rhett Nada was supposed to be a fantastic series. I think Rhett even took a game off of Nada.
Yeah, he did.
So yeah, that would have been great to see on stage. And Nada, he's the winningest player. He's the most accomplished player. I'm surprised they didn't find a way to get him on stage.
Kenny actually did an interview with Nada, and he actually expressed that he wished he could have got up on stage so that his fans could actually cheer him on instead of simply looking over the
Nada said that?
pro gamer area.
Yeah, that's what Nada said.
Yeah, that's what Kenny said.
Yeah, go check out Kenny's page and stuff. He got a lot of interviews with a lot of pro gamers, so that stuff should actually be very, very interesting. You should check that out.
I agree. Okay, well, I'm going to do my thoughts on this, I guess, for the last little bit, and then we're going to go into some SC2 talk, because that's well, we're going to go through a little bit of the gameplay through all of it, but mostly SC2. So I guess my favorite thing was probably, obviously, meeting everyone. Putting faces to names was pretty cool. I do like the way that it was run. I think it was fantastically done. Just managing that amount of people. The Diablo 3 area, for some reason, I think Diablo 3 is probably their least renowned game. They probably make the least amount of money off of it, but for some reason the lineup for that game was just massive. It might be the amount of gameplay time that they put into it. However, I would have to say that aside from seeing all the pro gamers up close and personal and like just, you know, getting that level of comfort with them now, because like they used to be this kind of like this is like godly image, I guess, in my mind, just because they were the pro gamers. You get to really see how down to earth they were. Like, you could exchange words with them, and like they were completely cool with it. Although they were from a different cultural background, you were afraid to offend them if you said something the wrong way, or, you know, because like the American and Canadian cultures, I guess the North American cultures can be, I guess, sometimes kind of offensive. So you really don't want to offend them, or you don't know their language, so you might say something that they disapprove of. But I would have to say that it's getting in so much SC2 play. I got kicked out of the area one time because I played so much of it in one sitting. And then I went back, actually, another time and played some more. So, and they actually tried to kick me out again because I was playing 2v2s and you weren't allowed to or something like that. But whatever. I went something like, throughout my entire gameplay, the first day I lost my first 2 games, and then after that I started raping, and I actually went, aside from those first 2 games, I went something like 27-1 or something like that, and the one that I lost was a massive SCV rush against my probes, and I was on random and I didn't want to be Protoss. But anyways, regardless, least favorite thing would definitely have to be I'd have to say the WoW dominance. However, I do have to give them credit for giving a lot of stage time to StarCraft 2. The fact that we even had a StarCraft tournament there, I think, is pretty awesome. The fact that Warcraft 3 had a tournament there, I'm not a big Warcraft 3 fan, although I do kind of watch it from time to time. I play it here and there, and I do respect the fact that they gave them so much time there. And they had, like, the best players in the world just coming out to this event. Like, I did not see Grubby or Lynn coming. Like, I did not expect that to happen. But they were there, and they were accessible. I was standing, like, 2 feet away from Grubby.
And he proposed.
Oh yeah, Grubby proposed to Grubby proposed to his
yes.
girlfriend, and she said yes. She was hot, man. Damn.
Grubby.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, anyways, the SC2 play, and just like we were with some guys who had some sick connections. Like, we were in Tasteless's room hanging out. Like, we were with the big chiefs out there, man, and we were just talking to everyone. I got the head developer of SC2's signature, his autograph. Yeah, I got his autograph. So if you ever see those battle reports, he's the very expressive guy in the commentaries.
Terrible damage.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. So anyways, I guess that's my feel on it. So I want to go through and ask what you guys felt about some of the gameplay. More so towards SC2. I think we're just going to do SC2 because, like, Dejavu is the only one who played Diablo 3, and none of us played WoW because, like, why would you go to BlizzCon this far away and, you know, play WoW? But anyway, so let me get some feels here. We actually have 2 Protoss players in the room, and I played Terran the majority of the time. I played Zerg once, and I played Protoss once on accident. So let me start off with Ham over here.
So,
what do you feel about the gameplay of SC2? Just your general thoughts.
I felt it was very refined.
Yeah.
It was clear that they have done so much work on it. They've put so much care into it.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing I've noticed is that it's a little more difficult for me to micro.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll try and select a specific unit out of a group of moving units, and it'll end up selecting the one behind it or the one in front of it, and you can't actually get that middle unit.
Mm-hmm.
That's one trouble I did run into. I didn't like the concept of 2 gases. I do understand that somebody can run in and put something where your assimilator is supposed to go if you just have the one, but with 2 you're using 3 probes on each.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all. I felt it to be a pretty big blow to my economy.
Yeah.
It delayed my my build, really.
Yeah.
It was annoying.
Okay, I'm gonna go do some back and forth here. What about you? What is some of your thoughts, I guess?
Where to start?
Yeah. Well, we got 2 minutes to kind of give you an idea of how you should start.
All right. So we got 2 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I agree with the assimilator thing. It is kind of annoying to put that many probes. With Zerg in particular, I bet when I was Zerg a couple of times, getting that many drones on gas in order to go like a Mulus build or something, that is a real hurt to your economy. You have to put in a lot of larva into that. Even with the Queen, it's still difficult to really manage that correctly. With Protoss, I had a lot of fun with Protoss. I mean, at first I was getting kind of upset because I didn't know where everything was. There is no speed upgrade for the Zealots, but they have the charge ability, which is pretty cool. And once I finally figured out where that was, Zealots were a lot more useful. I think they did a good job of making the game. It stayed true to SC1, but at the same time you could tell that it was a different game. Mm-hmm. It was much more micro-intensive, which I liked a lot. With multi-building select, it made it really, really easy. Once you got into the mid-game, you got your 2 bases up, you got the number of gateways that you wanted, and your robotics facility, if you wanted a Stargate or 2, you got what you wanted and put them on different hotkeys. You never had to go back to your base except to build a pylon, or if someone was hitting your base or something. You would be out in the field microing pretty much the entire time, and macro is such a breeze, and I think that you'll see a lot better tactical gameplay and fight. You'll see some really, really good fights, I think, and really good battles once because of the amount of time you can dedicate to the micro, and the fact that pretty much every unit has a sweet ability or something that they can bring to the table. And I think that's what you were mentioning before, that sort of balance between SE1 and kind of being a little bit like Warcraft 3, how everything has a little bit of has a little wrinkle to it, which is very, very cool. And I mean, there's so much stuff still to experiment with, I think.
All right, well, I'm going to restart again.